What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be installing a fantastic intake that you've never heard of and is better than anything that you can buy on market. Shout out to you, HKS, for your shitty ass fucking design. Intake is by Tuning X3D. It is a Etsy intake, which might throw some of you off. He has reached out and actually made his own website, but 3D injection molded intake. After installing it, pretty easy. Took me maybe hour or two at most. But this video is to go over installation and review of this intake, and also a little bit of an introduction of me. My name is Austin. I'm trying to become a semi-professional driver. I don't know. We're trying, and first step that I see any car YouTuber take is putting on a sick ass intake that makes cool noises. So that's what we're going to do today. Thank you. I hope you enjoy the video. This is kind of an experiment for me. But yeah, hope you enjoy the rest of it. The Miata is kind of fucking dumb when it comes to the intake game. Not very much in term of options, and that lead me to a lot of online digging per se. Anyways, I found this company off of Etsy. They now have a website link, which I will thus put in the description. But if you are so interested, this company does a complete intake of their own design. It's completely injection molded, plastic. Obviously it's pretty new. Not very many people have even seen or put this on their car. Reason why I'm showing it to you. Besides that, just to make it look nicer, pairing it with a Ram air dry filter, not none of that fucking weird K&N shit that fouls your sensors. And I know there's a dilemma on short and long intakes with Miatas. I've watched a few YouTube videos, so I guess I'm on the shorty intake side. It is dynographed that it does improve torque, and that's kind of what I'm after. So yeah, and I thought I'd pair that with a fog light intake. We'll be installing this today too. This is kind of a bonus, not really included in this kit. I will also mention that this dude does sell a fog light intake. I just didn't see it at the time. Yeah, so I guess let's get... And here she is, the fucking shitbox of my dreams. A little bit information about her. She a 2000 special edition. If you know anything about Miatas, comes with a 6-speed, limited slip, even though it's kind of worn out and tired. What I've done to the car so far, obvious roll bar, race seat, waiting on a harness bar. Under the hood, we got my radiator, catch can thingy, my bobber, headers, Oh, it has a full exhaust. Lowered on some like, what are those? The Coney Orange SRT bullshit. Orange yellow Coney shocks. That's all you need to know. Sits pretty nice. Really basic. I got those for also really cheap. Probably a few $100. Anyways, let me set you guys up, get you guys situated, and we'll get this old ass intake off. And I said I was already going to use the tools that were provided, already switching that up because I forgot I put on new clamps. So, but anyways, start off taking off all your hose clamps. Should be like four in total. Shit off is a nice twist. Oh Jesus fuck. Set this wherever you can. Make sure to steal your tiny hose clamps. Gonna need those later. Highly suggest if you're starting or getting into working on your car, buy one of these magnet trays. Best investment ever. Next, unplug MAF sensor. Take out your temperature sensor. Set that aside. Usually there'd be some wires right here and shit that keep your, or not wires, but like zip ties and stuff. Take off your top air box. Save that for later. We'll need that in a second. Take out your old air filter. Alright, this is, now it should be 214s, I believe. Yeah, I lied. Fuck doing it with regular tools. Yeah, yep. Fuck doing it with regular tools. That shit's way too fucking slow. Sorry for all the users. I give up really easily. Alright, so 3 bolts. Tiny bolt, big bolt, nut with washer. And outie. Alright, with that out, next thing on the dilemma is getting this MAF sensor out. This is going to be needed for your intake. Can't really replace this with anything aftermarket until you replace the computer. I will work on removing this bracket at a later date, but for right now, that looks fine to me. The coolest part about this kit is its diversibility, I would say, or diversibility isn't the right word, but we're rolling with it. It comes with all these different bits. So like, let's say you don't need, let's say you're turbo and you don't need a reference point per se for your, my bad. Let's say you're turbo and you don't need, to pull pressure from the crankcase anymore through your intake. You can just put this nice little plug in there, and then you're good. Let's say you are running a mega squirt and you need a place for IAT sensor. Bam, already have one. Or let's say you're running stock ECU and you need a vacuum port reference. Here you go. I personally am going to put some thread tape on this just as a second point of security. It's not necessarily needed, I don't think, but I'm going to do just a thin layer just to make sure it does its job. Shit. Oops. So one quick layer of thread tape. If this works on my air compressor, I'm pretty sure he'll work on this. So if I have anybody in the comments, I doubt I will, but if I have anybody in the comments who has a problem with this, more than welcome to say something. Sorry about the sudden jump. So got our vacuum port referenced, and our assembly essentially complete and ready to go on. I just wanted to mention one time before we move forward, the most important part of this intake being that it includes the use of the factory temperature sensor. So getting the most accurate reading possible going directly into the engine, which I think is personally amazing. But we'll install this in a second. Set this to the side. This thing, it's time to slide this on. You first, by installing your sealing ring, flange side towards the motor. Make sure you have your clamp pretty well like situated. I can confirm if you have a coolant reroute, it does fit. It's a little tight, but it does fit. Press it on there. Keep note of your clamp. It does like to get caught. That saying slides on pretty easily if you look out for the clamp. If you don't look out for the clamp, you're going to spend 20 minutes wondering why it's not going to slip on. But yeah. Well, first things first, disconnect your intake temperature sensor. Press this into this over this. Temperature sensor, bam. Oh wait. First, install O-ring, temperature sensor, screw sleeve. Nice and on there. Then continue by plugging in said wiring. Make sure your temperature sensor is able to be plugged in. So that, get my screw cover on. Kind of have to pay attention to how it screws onto your threads. Mine's like almost screwing down like straight, but not quite. See if we can find a good position. That kind of tight on there. Get your sensor plugged in. Oop, I didn't. There we go. Click. Tighten over. Just low precaution. Next step, take your nice new fancy black hose clamps, slip them over your new intake pipe. Get nice and slid over. If you sometimes struggle with like putting stuff with like fingers on Hold. Pause. Anyways, you can use a little bit of water and just rub your finger on the inside of the pipe, and anything you are trying to shove on anything will become a breeze. Just a quick mechanic tip. Alright, that saying, got your new pliers in. Make sure to oh fuck. Realize that's gonna be a little bit of an endeavor. Not sure how I have to fix that.
Start dancing, ho. Start dancing, ho.
So, after that whole fucking mess of reorganizing, basically brought the whole harness back, rewired it together, then kind of cleaned it up into its own like 3 separate paths backwards. So basically looping it in on itself, wrapping it around the plastic wrap, tying it up, and then yeah. But with that, it's pretty much just clean up and then start up. As you can see, I don't have an air filter, so I am just going to tape the old one to there just for some video purposes. That whole sucking, that's for sure. Give her a second to cool, warm up. She hasn't started in a minute.
You might not be happy with the air. Probably needs a filter. But sounds cool. Alright.
And with that, intake's pretty much installed. Gonna resume back with you guys once I have a air filter for this, and then I will continue by installing said fog light intake. But that is for another day. Probably clean off all my wishy sweat. But yeah, I'll get back to you guys in a little bit. So welcome back. When I left off with you guys, I was fucking around with the fucking intake without the filter. Since then, we have installed this nice velocity stack filter. So behind this filter there is a nice like, so should help with the noise, making it louder, that is. Cleaned up some wiring, added this, taped up some stuff, fixed some clamps. But intake is in. One I guess final overview of it is into it first. I have a good that wants to just hold on. What? Okay, whatever. Maybe I just fucking hit the gas. I don't know. So with that, I think I should be able to get the jack underneath. That hole is sucking. Okay, that's enough. Alright, let's fucking get this shit. Let's fucking review the sucky boy. Get a nice sound clip of it starting up, I guess. Difference between wide open and not, that's for sure. I guess I'm gonna say sick of drifting. That was pretty good. Kind of on my way to find a parking lot where I can really test the throttle response, but we'll get there. Whenever I want all 100 horses of this fucking miata, it is there. So, worth $200? Maybe. Better than the HKS? Yes, because I don't have a fucking check engine. I don't have to deal with any of the bad side effects of having a bad truck, like bad fuel trim, weird idle issues. Fuck this, because as far as the fuel stock can take, a lot of air. That's what I like.
All eyes on me when I enter the room. I'm standing off the chain like nigga a fool. They don't never search me, no I'm packing the two. Then I see the best friend, guess I spoke too soon. I want you to understand, girl, it's coming to you. Tell me when the last thing is something new. Tryna fuck with your fair when I fuck with you. I'm a star maker, we see your dreams that truth. What you wanna do? Is that flying? It's so this.
I feel like this is the perfect place to do that. Straight, deep in Mexico in the middle of nowhere.
I was gonna tell you that, but I just locked
Oh shit. That doesn't feel good. I feel weird tired.